Ferrall. I'm back at Hurley's in Times Square, 48th and 8th. Here's the skinny. I'm going to Vegas this Friday for an event on Saturday, November 6th. Guess what it is? Tony Hawk Foundation, Stand Up for Skate Parks. That's right. You can get tickets to it. Go to standupforskateparks.org and go to the Win Saturday, and you can see Tony Hawk, Shaun White, and a plethora of superstar skateboarders doing their thing as we build another skate park, this time in a crack-infested neighborhood in Sin City. I got a lot of friends from Vegas, so we're doing up the town, and we're taking over, and we're going to build the kids something they can live and dream for and shoot for and have goals and have direction and have something to do after school besides getting beat on, stabbed, shot at, gangs, no parents, no nothing. Give them a life. Give them hope. Give them a sanctuary where they can become athletic and focused and driven. That's what I'm talking about. The Tony Hawk Foundation, standupforskateparks.org. I'll be emceeing the event and copping big air with Shaun White, the Flying Tomato, and Young Gunner. I'm taking my son. He's going to be in the air like this. Chicks digging him. And land with a look. I may try to vert too, but I could get injured. Anyway, let's talk about the college games. Let's go back in time to the weekend of all the games that we talked about last week. Here's what happened. Michigan State went to Iowa, got their ass beat. Missouri went to Nebraska, got their ass beat. Georgia, Florida, the cocktail party was good. It went to overtime, and the Gators got it done on a field goal. Auburn beat Ole Miss, but they slipped in the rankings. Oregon beat up on USC at the Coliseum. I thought USC gave them a better game. They still got whacked. They put 52 on USC. And Oregon State. Oregon State roughed them up in Corvallis, just like I knew they would. Let's talk about this week's game. But before I do, I need a sip of beer so I don't have a heart attack. By the way, it's freezing ass here in New York City, and that's why I'm sporting my affliction coat. I'm stoned. Check it out. Chicks dig the little things on the sides. I get a lot of action like that. I look like a biker. Go to afflictionclothing.com and check out their new opening, Black Friday at the Garden State Plaza in New Jersey on the 17th and 4th. All right, this week's games. Georgia Tech and Va Tech, Thursday night in Blacksburg. Last year, 28-23, Ramlin right from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer, and I drink my whiskey clear. But Georgia Tech sucks this year, and Va Tech's not going to lose another game, and they're going to kick the Jackets' teeth in. Count on that happening. Last year, all Georgia Tech. This year, Taylor, Va Tech roll. Arkansas, South Carolina. Last year, 33-16. Hogs, they were laying 7.5. And I thought about this game, and I was like, this is going to be a good game. And then I thought to myself, no, it's not. Because Arkansas is better. They got a better quarterback. They got a better team. And it's all about Spurrier and Garcia. They're tough in Columbia. I'll give them that. But I still think Arkansas is a better football team. Up front and defensively. I like Garcia, the quarterback of South Carolina. But how can you take him over Mallet? I'm just not doing it. Nebraska, Iowa State. Last year, Iowa State went into Lincoln and beat them 9-7. Can you imagine? And Nebraska was laying 18.5. Now they're in Ames. We already saw Iowa State go to Longhorn land down in Austin and beat Texas. So can they do it at home against Nebraska? This is going to be a crazy game, low scoring, and it's going to be nerve-wracking, chewing nails, all that stuff. Watch out for the Cyclones here. Texas at K-State. Why do I put this on the board? Well, because I love when Texas loses, and they're going to lose this game. They're going to go to Manhattan, and Snyder's defense is going to get all pumped up and amped up. All the kids are going to be drinking beer. It's going to be freezing, and K-State pulls off an upset, if you want to call it that. Now, Washington gets to play Oregon in Eugene, which means it's going to be like last year, 43-19 Ducks. Except this year, it's going to be 63-19. Because Ducks aren't losing to anybody the rest of the way. They were laying 10.5 last year and covered. This year, they'll cover up to 20.5, maybe 30. They're going to kick Washington's ass. TCU, Utah. This is the game of the week. Last year, 55-28, TCU. That was when the Horned Frogs were like going for the world, national championship and everything. Are they just as good this year? They sure are. How's Utah? Well, they barely got by Air Force. TCU wins this game, but it's going to be close. Watch out, the Utes might be able to cover, especially in the mountains at home. Arizona at Stanford. Last year, 43-38, great game. Arizona beat them. Stanford might beat them this time. Last year, Arizona covered by a hook. This is going to be an awesome football game. Be careful with the number, though, because Arizona is going to show up to play. Baylor's going to show up against Oklahoma State and Stillwater, too. Last year, blowout. Cowboys win at 34-7. This year, don't be surprised if Griffin and the Bears win this game Oklahoma State can be beat. They're tough to be beaten in Stillwater, but I say Baylor might be able to get it done. Bam at LSU. A lot of people are going to take LSU because they're playing in Death Valley, and this game is dangerous for Bama going on the road. Except I say wrong. Bama is the best one-loss team in the country. I say they go in and beat LSU by at least 10. And then the game of the week, in the blue carpet again in Boise, it's the Broncos against Hawaii. Why do I like this game? Because last year it was 54-9, blowout by the Broncos all over the rainbow. This year could it happen again? The number is only 23, then it went to 21. I say Boise State's not going to screw up their season by losing this game. But can Hawaii cover? That's the question of the week. They've won 5 in a row. They're scoring 45 points a week, and it's going to be an over for sure. Exciting college football. You got to love it. We're always strapped in on pain day. From the Theater District in Times Square at Hurley's, 48th and 8th, go to ScottBeatsTheMan.com. I hit my top play in college last week, the Buckeyes, rolling over the Gophers. Go to ScottBeatsTheMan.com for all my action. Play my top 15 ranked games every week. We're coming up with pro football, so strap in from New York City. Shake it, ooh. All right, Ferrall, we're back to do the pro side of things. Let's look at this past weekend, see what happened. Dolphins went into Cincinnati, and they basically roughed up the Bengals. The Dolphins haven't lost on the road this year. The Jets got shut out by the Packers at home. The Vikings got beat by the Pats easily in Foxborough. Favre injured again. Now we get to watch all week. Will he play or won't he? Is he fighting with Childress or not? I'm bored with it. I know everybody else is as well. The Raiders have put up like 90 points in 2 weeks. They kicked Seattle's ass, and the Saints worked the Steelers over on Bourbon Street on Sunday Night Football. Now, let me introduce everybody. Shepherd's Pie, David Shepard, Brian Ciano Mafia, Lou Pellegrino, Sweet Lou, Matt from Saskatoon, Canada, Rasan Rogers, Rasan Salon, the ball carrier, you gotta love him. I'm Uncle Futrelli. Tampa and Atlanta this week, a divisional war. Tampa, I love their confidence. They've been winning on the road, winning at home. Their coach says they're gonna win the division. Great cocky attitude. They're not afraid of anybody. Josh Freeman's about us. Can they win in Hot Town against Matty Ice Ryan?
I think so. Freeman looks like a completely different quarterback this year.
What do you think?
I don't think so. They're better than everyone thought they were going to be, but I think Atlanta's better. They're coming off the bye week. They're rested. They're going to win at home.
Now that it's pressure time, it's going to be harder to win a divisional game on the road, I say. Atlanta's got the edge in my book.
I like Atlanta coming off the bye week. They're rested. Matt Ryan's playing really well. Look for the Falcons big.
Matt from Canada, what do you think?
I'm liking Tampa. They came off a good win against Arizona. Tampa.
I like the way he said against. What do you think, Rasan?
I'm going with Tampa. I think they're legit this year.
All right, Miami and Baltimore. Here's another one. Dolphins haven't lost on the road. Can they beat the vaunted Ravens, who I think are overrated? Every year we hear how they're the best team in the AFC with their defense and everything. The Steelers and Jets are both better than the Ravens.
I'm going to take the Ravens, Mr. Ferrall. I think Ray Lewis is going to have that team in the right direction.
Who do you like?
I like the Ravens. They're going to be pissed after almost losing to Buffalo at home. They're not going to do it to Miami.
Yeah, I think Miami's luck runs out here.
See, and I'm taking the Dolphins. I like this as a revenge game because the Dolphins were embarrassed in the playoffs by the Ravens last year. I think Miami has something to prove. Take the Dolphins.
What's there to do in Saskatoon besides watch hockey and drink beer?
Go on holidays. Get out of Saskatoon.
And you went to the Jets game
I went to the Jets game. I had 50-yard line, row 1, and it was a 9-0 game.
So what do you think of this game, Miami-Baltimore?
I'm thinking if Miami can beat the refs, Miami can beat Baltimore. So if the refs don't take down Miami, Miami wins. They haven't lost on the road yet, so why would I go against them?
So you're taking Miami. All right, Giants, Seattle, long road trip. The Giants are the better team, maybe the best team in the NFC. Seattle's coming off a horrible performance against the Raiders this past weekend. Do the Seahawks turn it around, or do they lose this one too?
I think it's going to be a lot closer than it should be because of that West Coast trip for the Giants, but I think they're still going to win.
I think this is a sucker's bet. Seattle wins.
I agree with Ferrall. The Giants are terrible historically coming off a bye. That crowd in Seattle will mess up Eli Manning's timing and the offense. Look for the Seahawks 13-10.
Matt?
I'm loving Seattle as well.
Everybody's on Seattle.
Giants.
All right, we got some Giants left.
And I'm a Giant fan.
Chiefs, Raiders. The Chiefs, everybody's been bragging about how great they are. I like the way the Raiders have been playing lately, especially the last 2 weeks. Scoring out the ass, getting confidence, getting cocky. They're at 500. Chiefs or Raiders in the black hole.
They're the Phoenix Suns of the NFL. I'm taking the Raiders.
Remember, I took the Phoenix Suns plus 7 the other night, and you made fun of me.
Yep.
And who covered the bet?
You did, Mr.
That's
Ferrall.
right. ScottBeatsTheMan.com, baby. Who do you like?
Chiefs barely got by the Bills. I'm going to take the Raiders at home in the black hole.
What do you think?
I like the Raiders as well. They're playing well.
I'm going with the Raiders. The Raiders got a lot of confidence, and they're playing with some discipline, so I'm going with the home team.
Everybody's taking the Raiders. Kansas City will win by 10. Sunday night, Dallas and the Packers at Lambeau. All I have to say is Dallas blows big, stiff porno cock.
Packers all the way.
Yeah.
Packers showed me something getting by the Jets. Dallas is just awful.
Are you surprised that I said big, stiff porno cock on the show?
No, not at all. Nothing you say ever surprises me. I'm
you.
going with the Packers as well.
Hey,
How can you go against the Packers? Dallas has no quarterback.
Against.
did you see the porno that I was talking about?
If you were in it, no, I didn't.
Okay. Who do you like in the game?
I like the Packers, easy.
All right, watch Dallas cover. I hope they lose by 30. Monday Night Football, the Steelers and Bengals. All I have to say is here, the Bengals have been so pathetic this year, the Steelers rubbed them out, even in Cincinnati.
You've said it. Ocho Cinco cares more about celebrity than he does being an NFL football player. It's not going to be the Bengals this time around.
It doesn't matter how good T.O. is playing. The Steelers are going to be pissed off for losing to the Saints. They're going to take this one.
Well, I think the Steelers, they're a great organization, so I'm taking the Steelers.
Matt, feel free to punch him in the face.
Okay, I'm going to the Steelers as well.
All right.
Steelers are definitely going to take an opportunity to come back.
All right, now, I wasn't done because I wanted to throw in. There's so many great games this week. I got throw-ins. Jets, Lions. It's in the Motor City. Detroit, Rock City. Everybody's going to be fired up. Matt Stafford's back. They put up 37 last week. I still say the Jets win in Detroit.
Jets, no question.
The Jets are going to do it. They're going to be pissed after last week. They played like crap. The Lions are probably going to cover, though.
All right, now let me say this. Just because the Lions are backdoor cover specialists, I don't think they can hang with the Jets. The Jets had one bad game. They're 5-2. They had 5 straight good games, one bad game. Everybody's booing them out at the Meadowlands. That shows you how stupid drunk their fans are. And I hope Fireman Ed dies in a fiery car crash and that the firemen don't show up to save him and he burns to a filthy fucking toasty crisp fucking nothing of a shell of himself and all that's left is his helmet and then Mafia gets his job and makes the 50 grand that the Jets pay that fag to do that fag chant of his out there at Fagville, Jetville. I fucking hate you. The Chargers and Texans are playing in Houston and I say that's got to be tough, coming off a Monday night game. And then I think San Diego's going to start winning football games now. They were my number one play, ScottBeatsTheMan.com this past week. They got it done against Tennessee with a big second half. I'm taking them again. I'm going San Diego to go on a roll now for the next few weeks.
They always seem to turn around come this time of year. I'm going Chargers.
All right?
I'm going to go the other way. I mean, I don't think if Kenny Brick doesn't get hurt in the beginning of that game that they lose, like Tennessee loses. I think that the Texans are going to come in and rock them.
Who do you like?
I'm actually liking the Texans. I think they're playing well, and the Chargers are still too Jekyll and Hyde for me. I don't know what Chargers team's going to show up. They won on Sunday. I think they're going to play well, but the
This is
Texans...
a guy on my radio show that told me that Michigan was going to go into Happy Valley and kick Penn State's ass, and they lost by 10. It's okay, son. What do you think, Matt?
I'm going with the Chargers as well.
All right, Chargers.
Texans. I'm going with the Texans.
That's right. Stay with me, brother.
Didn't you do some filthy hoes down there once? Or was
I've
that
done
in
filthy
Dallas?
hoes in every state.
Dallas, we love filthy hoes. One last game, Colts and Eagles. I'm going upset special here. I say Peyton Manning loses in Philadelphia. It doesn't matter if it's Cobb or Vic. I bet Vic's starting now. I'll take the Eagles.
I'm taking the Eagles as well.
I am too. Vic's back.
I like the Eagles.
I'm going Colts. Somebody has some sense. I'm going with the Colts, too.
I think the Colts are so overrated. They're not going back to the Super Bowl. I can guarantee you that much. You got to love it. We're always doling out locks and NFL's big games every week at Hurley's on 48th and Broadway in Times Square. We're always kicking. You know where to find me on the radio. Don't forget a couple things. Like I said, I'll be in Vegas at the Tony Hawk Foundation. Shred presents StandUpForSkateParks.org. Go to StandUpForSkateParks.org. Get your tickets. We'll be at the Wynn on Saturday, November 6th. That's this Saturday in Sin City at the Wynn. We'll see you there. Sean White, Tony Hawk, biggest names in skateboarding. Like the last 20 X Game Gold guys are going to be there, copping Big Air, Big Vert. We'll see you there. Don't forget the Black Friday opening of the Affliction store at the Garden State Plaza on the 17th in New Jersey. For all the boys, I'm Uncle Futrelli saying so long from Times Square in New York City. We'll see you next time on Pain Day. Get some, baby. Lick it. Love that movie.
I do.
Cheers.